All right. I guess like how do I really put this into discussion? Um, I got an email and then it was posted all over the internet about like Twitch's policy about what is called, and let me make sure I say this correctly, um artistic nudity, which is like, I guess the meta. The thing is that like the fact that Twitch has like a meta in terms of what people can do and not do, you know what I mean, on the platform, and how that works. So they recently said that like nudity in terms of it being artistic is now legal. It's not like you won't get banned and you can't get reported for it. So I guess what must have happened was that a person who was a streamer, she has like 15,000 viewers or something like that, and then the number has obviously been going up. And literally it's just like from like literally this perspective, but very zoomed in, right? It's like from like the nips up is visible, but the girl's got nothing on like above. So you know, it's a very interesting way in which they're like, because you know, like you got like the hot tub streams and you got like the girls who are in like bikinis and like write their names or write people's names on their body and that sort of thing. You got like the ASMR. Like I get all that, you know what I mean? I get it. um but now there's this new meta apparently that's like a meta, which I think is insane because like when I think about meta, I think about like the best loadout that you can wear or equip on like your gun for attachments in like Call of Duty, or like the best job in an MMO or an RPG that's better than all the jobs in terms of like damage and survivability. I didn't think that there was like a woman's meta in terms of you know, how to reveal yourself in the most way without actually revealing yourself, and how you generate revenue and views and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So now I don't know, I feel like it's just like in respective fairness to them, you know, it's like it's your choice, you choose to do what you want to do, and like I'm all for it. At the same time though, it's like I can't get in on any of that. You know what I mean? I can only be like a viewer and like a supporter, but I'm not going to be able to take off my clothes and like snip the bottom portion of the video where you see. And in truth they probably have something on, but it's just so well hidden that you it looks like it's nothing. I can't even pull that off, right? So the fact that it's being labeled as like the meta of like female streaming is honestly kind of insane to me, because um like the fact that they're basically allowing that to be legal, and I don't know the full context, so I guess you have to like allow me to like further learn about it. But I do also I'm under the impression as well that like there is obviously like a heavy system of VTubers also basically like creating the persona of themselves to reveal to the populace about streaming, etc, whatever. And I guess women, or not even women, sorry, VTubers were being banned because they would wear provocative things that like real women or people wouldn't be able to wear, sort of thing. But then they got banned for it. But it's actually the reverse, right? Because it's like women don't wear anything at all, basically, and they cover that one section. But if you did the exact same thing with a VTuber, I guess you got banned. So now they basically released a policy that said that now, um, any like artistic or visual representation of the women's parts, if you will, is now like allowed on stream, which means like several things, right? If it's literal nudity, then that still gets you banned. So like a girl can't just like in the full naked like just reveal herself to the populace. That's not how that works, right? You still get banned for that kind of thing because it's like actual nudity. It's the same thing, I guess, if like a guy, you know, just like comes out swinging and then all of a sudden he too can get banned. But you know, now women don't have to really like have, you know, they're taking over with that whole thing. But also VTubers now can basically do the exact same thing, which the fact that they're using the word like, you know, the meta of in terms of like revenue input for the sake of the company doing that is like, it's just mind blowing, you know. And it actually can worsen because VTubers are not literal representation of like female nudity or like or just nudity in general. Like if a VTuber was fully actual naked and had the whole thing showing off, like they can't get banned for that. Which I don't know. I thought that was just like, I just feel like Twitch is, for me at least, I'm not like a person who just chats and says things and nothing. I like to play video games. I figured like Twitch has always been that platform for people who play like video games. And obviously that's been shifted very heavily because there was a point in time where people were doing a lot of like gambling, which I'm pretty sure is like still ongoing to a degree. You got people who do podcast episodes, there's TV shows now being portrayed, there's sports games, everything you could possibly think of, tournaments, etc., whatever have you, it's a thing. But then they also had like this hot tub thing, which again, like, if guys do it, then it looks funny and it's like a haha joke. But if women do it, then it's about the appeal and like that, that revealing nature of them being. Now, I'm not like jealous or anything like that. It's just that like I think I'm more surprised that like they're allowing something like that, while at the exact same time, like, um, they literally allow people to be under the age of 18 and utilize the platform. And surprisingly enough, it is extremely easy to find those streams. And because again, like, Twitch has its algorithm, it finds people that are recommended based off of the content that you like to watch and that you play and that sort of thing, or like friends of friends. So like, if one of these hot tub pool people end up being a friend of mine and I stream, and then they actually, and I like can I not that I'd host them per se, but they were like a friend sort of thing, and I like, they have a chance of appearing in like the, oh, like, you watched Session, so like here's this person who's in a hot tub in a bikini, basically wearing what looks like nothing. Um, I if I'm wanting like a PG-13 stream, I don't want to necessarily have that be like a recommendation to the younger kids who are like, oh my god, look, that girl's wearing nothing in a little tiny little kiddie pool. So I don't know. I just feel like, I thought it was just interesting to see the news about that, because I feel like, I don't know, there's like this weird situation where people end up not like putting their foot in their mouths, but they say one thing and then mean a different thing, or they say that they're going to do a thing and then they do the exact opposite. I feel like this is one of those times where I think like, and again, I don't, I support the people in every way that they can, shape and form, but I also like don't, uh I'm not really a part of those communities per se, despite me being a supporter, right? Like, I'm not LGBT. I don't do VTubing. I don't, you know, I just have to play video games and simple man, very simple tastes. Um, but also, like, I don't want to necessarily find people that are like, I don't actually like it when on my recommendation list it says like, oh, you might like this because it's got the goods, and it's like, well, that's cool, but like, I don't need that. And some of those people, honestly, like, eventually down the line, they might end up getting, it might get actually worse, right? Because there's like room for like harassment. There's people who have to like moderate those channels, and you got to basically find people to make sure that there's people there for the one reason alone that it's worth, and like, that's the compromise, some people are willing to make in order to be able to make it in the meta, which I can never be part of. And then, I mean, I don't know what it even would be like if it was going down that pathway of like the other people who are, whether you've got like the trans folk and the non-binary and that whole spiel, like, I personally have no idea. um like, I don't directly have like a trans friend that I can be like, oh, I can ask them and get the answer to that. I don't have a person like that to talk to. Like, I know people who are of all different walks of life, but I wouldn't want to ask like a very uncomforting question, or at least like come up with some kind of idea to be like, oh, do you like this or not? I mean, I'd love to understand like what people's thoughts are about it, but as far as I'm aware, I just want to know like, what does it really boil down to? And also, I feel like guys to a degree are limited to either playing video games or like doing some kind of like podcasts, or I guess that's it, right? I don't know what else it could possibly be. Like, you only do one of the two. I think like women being able to do both of those things, uh, whilst being revealing and also being able to host like these like bathtub. I guess like guys can do the hot tub thing too, but I feel like it's just not. It's obviously like not the same, right? So I don't know. I guess like it just depends on what it boils down to. So I don't know. I'm still trying to reflect from the fact that the news actually portrayed that situation, and they literally said like, oh yeah, now like it's legal that VTube, because I know what I do know is I know a lot of people who do VTubing. I know a ton of VTubers. men and women alike, and I guess even like non-binary, etc. too, in that whole spiel. Like I know people who are in every single possible like flag of sexuality that you could possibly think of that does VTubing and Twitch. So I'd be very curious to see like how quickly are those people who have already like a avatar created, right? How quickly will they change their avatar to appeal to like this new rule that they've established when it comes to the whole thing with the nudity? I have no idea. I mean, I'm obviously gonna have to go through my friends and see like who's doing it and if they plan on doing it, because I'd be very curious to know what that research will look like metric wise. But the fact that it's actually happening and the fact that it's legal is like, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was looking at Twitter, and people actually, well, the first thing that popped up on my Twitter was asking if people ever stopped calling it Twitter, which, like, no, I haven't, so don't ask me about that. But I saw it trending. Twitter's trending extremely highly about the fact that they essentially are allowing it, and also I think people are excited also that they can do this. It's a growing trend currently, but the thing is that I feel like, um there's just a very wide range of conversation being had for this whole thing, which again, like I think it's gonna really depend on like what is it for, what are you into, what that whole spiel. Because like, you know in a simple nutshell, like they also actually said that now that you can do like provocative dances are now also allowed on Twitch, which means like if you do well, because like some of it's I mean honestly, some of it's an exercise, right? Like pole dancing is an actual exercise, but like also you use it for entertainment. Now it used to be not allowed, now it's allowed. So I don't know. I just think that like Twitch has never really been a safe space for people after they started allowing you to kind of they go beyond just like the idea of playing a video game, and now it's like a live stream platform where you can just basically stream anything. And honestly, like there is like this luck factor where if you play the game and do that whole spiel, then you have that just existing. But if you want to take it to the other extreme and then do the whole like hot tub thing, then like that luck factor increases significantly, because like you can kind of appeal to people who actually look out for that kind of content. So I'm a small content creator, so I don't really have any real crazy like thing about it, but I just feel like I try to maintain like a nice enough stream for it to work out for me, sort of thing. And now it's like I'm going to be seeing a lot of people basically naked from the waist up, and they're also going to be like extremely like exaggerated, because like you have the power to do that with VTubing. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what it looks like in the future, but I just really hope that people don't start getting like too forced about it, because I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be so weird to see just like I'm cool with women taking over the world kind of ordeal, but I'm not trying to see them practically naked dancing, because that's like not. I like to watch other people play video games and that sort of thing. So we'll see. I don't know. I guess I'm just like spitballing ideas about what I've heard with the news. So I mean, time will tell. We'll figure it all out. Honestly, I mean, we'll see how people end up feeling after like a day or a week or so, because like this was just announced earlier today. So we'll see. That's all there is to it.